Welcome back on this Monday. An exciting day for us here on the Gulf Coast as the SS United States has been making its way through the Gulf this morning as it approaches Mobile. Our Hal Sherrick joins us live from the causeway. And Hal, it's actually a bit farther than what we're saying here.
Hey guys, yeah, I am on the causeway in Spanish Fort, not far from Felix's Fish Camp and Chocolata Boat Launch right across the street there. And you're looking at a live image I have up right now. This is SS United States coming in to port. The tugboats helping it. Pretty unique perspective. You can really see how big it is. I'm gonna kind of zoom back out here, and you can see the towboat right there ahead of it, bringing it into port. And as they get closer and closer, the crowds have gathered. You know, I started on the eastern shore this morning at Fair Oak Pier. I'm now right here on the causeway. As I mentioned, I'm gonna pull out and give you some perspective on where I am. And you can see we've just got beautiful conditions out here this morning. And I've enjoyed visiting with folks all morning long, first starting in Fairhope. Now I'm here, as I mentioned, on the causeway. Jim Nisley's joining me. And Jim just came up and started talking to me. And man, Jim, you have a story to tell. Jim grew up in New York. His grandfather traveled on this ship. And so, Jim, you got to actually go on the ship while I was in service and look around, right? When your granddad was traveling.
Yeah, when my granddad would travel, I could go down to the dock, and as he was getting on board, we could go on board with him and walk the ship and things like that. And the ship traveled to Europe most of the time, I guess. And
I can only imagine how majestic it must have been, especially for a child. You said you're about 9, 10 years old, is that?
It's very sleek, very beautiful. It's just amazing, just overpowers.
And Jim drove over from Destin, which will be the home resting spot. He drove over from Destin this morning. That's quite a drive just to come see it come to port, but you felt compelled to do so. Why?
Just to bring back the memories of seeing that ship and my grandfather, and that's what I wanted to do.
Now, I let Jim look through the viewfinder and see the same image that you guys just saw before I zoomed out and brought him in. And when you saw that tight image, I think you mumbled something on your breath. It was pretty breathtaking.
Yeah, it's just amazing. I mean, it's just so sleek and grand. So.
Well, I really appreciate you sharing some of this with us this morning. What a story right there. Jim Nisley, safe trip back, and I know you're looking forward to that thing coming home to Okaloosa County.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot different, I guess, when it gets there.
Right.
So.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Just having a great time out here, watching the SS United States come into port. So many people have gathered at every vantage point you can imagine, starting on Dolphin Island this morning. I imagine there were folks on Fort Morgan as well. Of course, the eastern shore at the pier, here along the causeway, Arlington Park, as you just saw with Claudia. I mean, it's just quite a spectacle, and we're really privileged to have the ship in port. So that's what it looks like here, guys, here in Spanish Fort on the causeway. Hal Sherrick reporting live.